We go to Hollywood.
How about new?
Hey kids, did you know that the Oscars were on last night? Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
me neither. But anyway, did you know that a lot of the movies that you and I like to go see at the theaters just happen to be funded by Chinese blood money? No. Yeah. I'm Jasper Gonzo and this.
We suck again!
It's What's Next. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Jasper Gonzo, What's Next? Your daily dose. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Monday. Well, did you know there wasn't a war show on last night? Did you know that the amazing Oscars were on last night? Yes, Hollywood's finest was out there. The glitz, the glam, the red carpets. Did you know? Yeah, I know, me neither. Every year the Oscars are on. And of course, slapping themselves on the back, giving themselves awards for most movies that no one ever sees or gives two fucks about. But, as we all know, the Oscars are in a race. They're in a race with the Tonys. They're in a race with the Grammys. They're in a race with other award shows. You know, the BET Awards. On who can tank the best. Who can be the worst watched every single year. And the Oscars are usually right there. Every year, pretty much over the last decade, their ratings have gone in the shitter. No one cares. Unless there's a movie that once in a generational movie that hits, that you know what, I want to go see the movies, I want to see if they won that award, then knock yourself out. But for the most part, it's garbage. It's political garbage. It's political pandering. It is, box checking. Or how stupid can you go out running around and make a fool out of yourself? Ask John Cena, who basically went out there practically nude to just be on the Oscars, because he wasn't going to get there any other way. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The movies that you and I go to see, like to see, watch, our favorite actors, did you know that a lot of them, or maybe even a majority of them, are funded with Chinese blood money? Oh, yes. Yes. If you didn't know before, now you do. And knowing is half the battle. This, coming out of Breitbart. Blood money. How Spielberg, Katzenberg, and other Hollywood big shots bowed to Beijing and allowed their films to be used for pro-China propaganda. Wait, what? What are you saying? It's not American anymore? How deep are Hollywood's ties to China? How deep are the pockets of China? Well, you got to find out. Beijing's tentacles have ensnared most major studios and many smaller ones, as well as a raft of A-listers, including Spielberg, Bay, Katzenberg, the Russo brothers, and even Tyler Perry is not immune. In a new book coming out, Blood Money and Why the Powerful Turn a Blind Eye to China as China Kills Americans, Peter Schweitzer maps out the numerous and troubling ways Beijing has infiltrated Hollywood and turned this quintessentially American industry into a vassal for the Chinese Communist Party. China casts a long shadow on Hollywood's productions, a longer shadow than you might think. One of hundreds of high-grossing movies and films in 2014 through 2018, 41 had Chinese investors. Many of the most recognizable blockbuster titles in recent years were made with Chinese money. Transformers, Kung Fu Panda, and even some of the Mission Impossible movies. Kung Fu Panda? Did anybody really see Kung Fu Panda? Anyway. And of course, that is Cavill, the director, of course, Tom Cruise, and Simon Pegg, of course, pushing the movie Mission Impossible Fallout during 2018. Dune and its upcoming sequel, both financed by Legendary Pictures, which is majority owned by China's Wanda Group. Legendary also financed Pacific Rim and the latest Godzilla blockbusters. Wow. China's influence on Hollywood is more than just financial. For years, Beijing has exerted its insidious creative pressures on American filmmakers to make China look strong and the Americans look weak by comparison. Communistic values like collectivism are championed while American-style individualism is ridiculed. Schweitzer's book also noticed that Transformers: The Age of Extinction portrays senior Chinese government officials as a result of oriented and capable, while American officials are bumbling and generally incompetent. Gee, who wouldn't see that coming? Paramount Movies has even an American bad guy, played by Stanley Tucci. He is ultimately defeated by a Chinese woman named Su Yiming, played by actress Li Bingbing, who is working alongside hero Mark Wahlberg. Kung Fu Panda 3, also co-financed by China, was also the protagonist. Po is no longer focused on himself as an individual, as he did in previous two movies, but instead focuses on the collective, encouraging villagers to take up arms in an animated people's war against the antagonist. Of course, Kung Fu Panda was produced by DreamWorks Animation, which is headed by Jeffrey Katzenberg. Under his leadership, the studio grew closer to China, announcing the plans to construct a $330 million studio near Shanghai. Gee, I wonder why they did that when you can just film the movies in America. The result was Pearl Studios, which is majority owned by Chinese companies. Of course, making, China look good, to help improve their image. Meanwhile, Katzenberg has moved on to President Joe Manchin's re-election campaign and campaign co-chair. He has pledged all the resources needed for Biden to win re-election in November. Blood Money also singles out the Russo brothers, Joe and Anthony, who directed several of Disney Marvel's blockbuster Marvel movies, as a prime example of how Hollywood talent can bend the knee and grab both ankles for China. During the making of Chinese blockbuster Wolf Warrior 2, the Russo brothers provided advice on the film and introduced Chinese director to contacts in business, including visual effects studios in the U.S. Yes, because they can't do it on their own, so of course they have to come to us. The Russo helped line up American actor Frank Grillo, who appeared in some of the brothers' Marvel movies, to play the villain in Wolf Warrior 2. Looking to strengthen their ties in China, the Russo brothers also later set up a film company in LA called AGBO, which received $250 million of Chinese money. One of the studio's most successful productions last year was Oscar-winning Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, of course, starring Michelle Yeoh. And of course, the book also notes Steven Spielberg has become cozy with Beijing over the years. 2016. Spielberg allowed China's Alibaba to buy a stake in Emblem Entertainment. That marks a sharp reversal from 2008 when Spielberg ducked out of a project connected with Beijing Olympics because he was concerned about the Chinese government's involvement with human rights violation in Darfur. You killed people then, you're killing people now, but Spielberg said, show me the monies. Even Disney movies are failing in China, like they failed everywhere else. Despite CEO's Bob Iger best efforts to leverage his warm relationship with Chinese dictator Xi Jinping, Disney managed to score Chinese dates to its woke movies, including The Little Mermaid, Elemental, and the latest Indiana Jones garbage, only to see them bomb with local audiences. Hollywood wanted to use China to boost its bottom line, and in the end, it was China that played Hollywood. Facts. The article is facts all day long. Just like in pro sports, just like the NBA and LeBron James, who have kissed the ass of the Chinese over the years, Hollywood has done it pretty much over the last 30 years. Some of the most famous movies, some of your favorite movies, were paid for by the Chinese, or in part of by the Chinese. I've said in previous videos, I've got nothing against the Chinese people. I think the Chinese people are good people. They're solid people. They work hard. They just want to provide for their families. Understood. But the fact of the matter is, it's the government who has their thumb, who has their boot on the throat of the Chinese people. We've seen how the Uyghurs, the wonderful Uyghurs, Christian Uyghurs, are treated by the Chinese, imprisoned, death. Their human rights atrocities are legendary, but yet Hollywood still kisses the ass. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's all about how many zeros you can write on that check. That's pathetic. That's sad. That's just fucked up. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Borganzo. This is what's next. Want to see more like this? Please comment below, like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit the notification bell so you guys remember the thing. Oh, and one other thing. Remember when John Cena came out and said, "Hey, you know what? Taiwan's a nation, and they deserve, their human rights. They deserve, to step up." And then, of course, when he got called on it, what did John Cena do? Did John Cena say, "Yeah, you know what? No, Taiwan is a nation state. They deserve freedom and liberties"? No. He came out, spoke in Mandarin, and bent over, grabbed both ankles, spread his cheeks, and said he was sorry for calling Taiwan an independent nation, which, guess what, John? They are. We haven't forgotten. I know I haven't. Leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit the notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue to spread the word about the show. Help it continue to grow. And we'll see you next time. Peace.